careful observer behind Joe Lossett.
Yeah, he's got some skin in this game.
Maybe a little bit of a vested interest. A ward of the first tree is where things will begin here for game number 3. As Lossett will take a draw step and get ready for his first turn. He'll start with an island. I know we've just made a rules change to coverage recently about how you can play your cards and lands in the back and spells in front. Do you think we can do anything about white bordered cards?
Probably not.
No, we can't.
I don't think we can just ban those.
Yeah, well,
so
I'd ask.
Infinite Obliteration is kind of cool with Dark Petition because you just cast it in the one turn.
Yeah.
So as a one-of, it's pretty awesome because you can cast it, get your Dark Ritual. Infinite Obliteration, if you know the contents of your opponent's hand or there's only one threat you're really worried about. As a one-of, it makes a lot of sense.
I like it.
And I think if it was something you could not cast off the Dark Ritual you get from Dark Petition, you would not see it in the deck.
Sure. There's a Bile Blight. Take care of the Fleece main line. Or the first tree still alive, however. You can see Loewenthal does have all the colors of mana at this point. He'll attack for 1. Will there be a pump? It appears that there will not be. It will be a copy of Rakshasa Death Dealer instead for Ted. And we'll go back to Joe. And Joe will draw. Number 5 on our Season 3 leaderboard, looking to qualify for the Players' Championship yet again. Does play a polluted Delta. We head back Loewenthal's way.
And Joe just sitting on a languish right now. And I am very worried about Abzan Aggro's place in the metagame if this card picks up.
It makes it very tough for this deck to be really good.
You look at, Rakshasa Death Dealer, there's a Valorous stance in Ted's hand. These are the cards you used to turn to protect you from cards like Crux of Fate and End Hostilities, and they offer no help here.
And Joe with the Swamp. Will he cast his Languish now is the question. It's pretty hard to pass up. He's able to use the polluted Delta for mana because there's Norborg on the battlefield, and Languish will clear away those 2 creatures. Doesn't have to do much better than that either. This will give him the breathing room that he's looking for. Fleece main line the draw. We could also see a Tasker here in just a moment. First things first, there is Tasker. And now here is Fleece main line. So Ted able to rebuild his board pretty quickly. Unless that will draw a card.
Very important for Ted to have 2 quality threats that turn, one of which cannot be languished away.
Yep.
Joe's still got a lot of life to play with.
He's able to use Silence the Believers to take care of the Tasker. Tasker is exiled along with everything else over there. That's why you see it all in that one pile. There's 4 mana for Loewenthal. There's a Surak, the Hunt Caller.
This is max risk. I mean, Languish here is really bad.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I don't think he can give up a spot to deal this much damage. His other option that turn was Sorin, and I just think that's too low impact.
I do too.
This gives Ted, I think, the best chance of winning the game.
Hit for 8 is a lot. Lossett's already done. He's down to 7 now. Up to 8 again because of Dismal Backwater, but this really does almost force Joe's hand to have an answer to Surak right now. That's a dramatic shift in the game. Looks like Joe may have another copy here of Silence the Believers, and he needs it.
But let's say he uses Silence the Believers on Surak. At that point, let's say Ted draws an untapped 5th land. He goes Monsters to the Fleece Main Lion. You go to 4. Now the Fleece Main Lion's lethal, and you might not have an answer in your hand. So it's not even as simple as use a kill spell on Surak right here, even though I feel like that's Joe's turn probably needs to start there.
Yeah, I think so. He's just going to pass the turn back. Siege Rhino the draw. That's a pretty good one. Here's the attack. They're Silence Believers. And the reason that Joe had to wait like this is because if he just casts it right away and Ted plays another, it's Surak,
lethal.
it's game over.
Yep.
So he has to wait like that. Now here's Rhino. And Joe going to go down to 2.
And now Languish is no good.
Yep. Crux of Fate's fine. Not sure if Joe has that this weekend or not, though.
1 copy in the sideboard.
All right, you have to imagine it's in here. Drew a copy of Hero's Downfall for the turn. That's not so bad. But does everything line up accordingly here is the question. Joe taking a look at the board. You have to imagine if he's going to make a move to kill something, he wants to do it now because the card's like Valorous Stance.
But also when he puts the shields down on his ability to represent counter spells, then Ted has an easy opportunity to play any haste threat that he wants, bestow a boon satyr, whatever.
Yep.
To some extent, Joe needs to keep up appearances.
Yeah, he does nothing to keep up at this point. He's just going to extend the hand. Ted Loewenthal is going to win this match here over Joe Lossett, 2-1. Abzan Aggro going to take care of Blue-Black Control. And even though Lossett was able to resolve a Languish against Abzan Aggro, Ted was able to rebuild pretty quickly and take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, the Tassiker there was very important for Ted to have on the follow-up there, and Surak dealt a lot of damage.
Yeah, that was a huge shift in the game.